Hello, welcome. We're back at it again. Back out here. I'm back in the outdoors because it's a beautiful day. Although I know it sounds a bit windy, but it's a beautiful day, so I'm not on the lovely Keste couch. Traffic passing by, but other than that, it's pretty beautiful. So yeah, today I wanted to jump on and have kind of a part two of the Trust Me Bro, which I will dedicate to the term of axioms. The Trust Me Bro, there was a lot of info, so I didn't want to cram too much into it and have the video be too long. So yeah, I kind of broke it up. But axioms, I don't know if some of you may be familiar with that term, some not. I do these streams and these posts not to really look down on people or like I know better, browbeat, I know better than you, I'm smarter. I don't know anything, and we're all working through this stuff together for the most part. I make this for a handful of people that I hang out with or whatnot, people that know me, that we have these discussions and people are having a lot of these same thoughts that they're trying to work out these ideas, and there's not really a place on the internet, or many places I should say, where they can hear these ideas being unfolded and whatnot. So that's one of the main reasons why I'm doing this. So anyway, axioms, axiom is kind of like a bookend, kind of to end the endless regress. So if you're talking about like God, for example, atheists a lot of the time will ask you, well, who created God? Because it's like, okay, a tree was created by this, and then that was created by that, and that was created by that, but then who created the creator? And to me, obviously it's a complicated concept. These concepts are very complicated, but how I try to conceptualize it is, if you think of like a newborn baby, like you can't teach a newborn baby robotics, for example. You can't teach a newborn baby robotics. Why? Because their hard drive they don't have the program that the predecessor, the program that's needed to download the concept of robotics. You don't have to teach a newborn to see light, right? The minute they come out of the womb, they open their eyes, their brain is processing what light is, and their brain is making sense of the information that's reaching their eyes, transforming it into imagery. You don't have to teach a newborn baby that, right? But just because they know that doesn't mean that if you start talking to them about robotics, they're going to understand. So because they don't, a newborn baby doesn't know what an actuator is. They don't know what metal is even. They don't know what welding is. They don't know any of the the presets needed, or the pretenses I should say, needed in order to understand robotics. So when I think about understanding God, or understanding creation, I should say, I see it as like where our understanding maxes out, where our understanding is limited, right? We can't even conceive of the information needed to even get to that subject matter. Like, imagine you were trying to teach someone something that's not even in our realm. Like, for example, another Trust Me Bro is like meteors, and meteors falling to earth and whatnot. And when I was a kid, they used to tell us in school, like, oh, every element, like gold or silver or whatever, it's all fragments from meteors that came from other planets. Another Trust Me Bro, like, where's the proof of that? Has anyone ever seen a meteor land? We've seen shooting stars, we've seen all kinds of stuff, comets, whatever, stuff in the sky. They're always coming downwards, they're never coming upwards. So the southern hemisphere obviously doesn't have any meteor activity, but that's neither here nor there. But has anyone ever witnessed a meteor fall to the ground and retrieved it and studied it? It's always a Trust Me Bro. It's always someone knows of someone, blah blah blah. But it's like, of the billions of people and the thousands of years of records, no one has that in a journal. No one put down, oh, a meteor fell today and it was, I picked it up and it was smoking. Trust me, bro. So we were told as kids that, gold, all the gold deposits from Earth are from another planet, and they collided with our Earth maybe millions of years ago, and that's where we got all of that element. And I know that there's some truth to that claim, because the way I think of it, and axioms, trying my hardest not to ramble too much and keep this coherent, but I'm going to thread the needle. So axioms, atheists will say like, oh, axioms are just there, like logic is just there. It precedes creation, right? So they won't be able to explain, how we got logic, because they don't like to say the laws of logic, because laws imply that, it was designed. So they'll say it's an axiom, like it's just there, it's just a basic concept, and there's nothing deeper than that, nothing further that we can get to. The way I see it is that there are realms, other realms, of heaven, let's say. There could be parts of heaven that are completely composed of just logic, that are only logos, like the pure logos over there, and there's nothing illogical in that area or in that realm of the heavens, and that's the same kind of concept as, oh, this element is a fragment from outer space and it just got deposited into our realm, into our Earth. It's the same kind of idea, but instead of it being like a make-believe, trust me bro type of story, it's like a real metaphysical concept. That's the way I see it. That's the way I make sense of axioms and those types of atheist concepts, because at the end of the day we can't describe them. It's still, I go back to saying it's faith-based, because there's no evidence of an axiom. Like, for example, they'll say, the atheists, they'll say that all their beliefs are based in empiricism, or based in what we can prove through science. Well, science itself cannot prove science. Empirical data itself cannot prove the relevance of empirical data. So like, science cannot be proven objective through science alone. There has to be something else that relegates it objective. In order for us to determine that it's objective, we need something outside of science that we can kind of put it, I don't know if I'm completely bringing this point out or bringing the point across clearly, but basically we cannot appeal to science to prove if science should be appealed to. Basically what I'm trying to say. So this faith is really something we can't get away from. In terms of, like, you see with astronomy or cosmology or whatnot, they have a 99% margin of error, and that 99% margin of error is explained away by dark matter. Dark matter is basically faith, because biblically it says that faith is the evidence of things unseen. So faith itself is actually a tangible thing. It's actually measurable. Faith is actually evidence. That's how it's explained in the Bible. So it's interesting, people, get turned off when you mention the Bible or scripture or anything religious, but it's like, it really explains it so well, that faith itself is actually evidence. So that, to me, makes it so clear why you see, like, Christians will be like browbeating scientists, and scientists will be browbeating Christians and saying like, oh, and toting their proof, when really their evidence or their proof is the faith itself. So that is part 2 of the Trust Me Bro, the Axiom edition, and yeah, just some more stuff that I was thinking about,